Well, if it's Friday morning, it's time for another About Mansfield Consumer Advice Series. I'm Steve Casillo. You out there are either watching live on Facebook, watching the video replay on YouTube, watching the video replay on LinkedIn, or you are listening to the podcast on your favorite podcast platform. In any event, appreciate you being here today. And today, it is, we're talking about building wealth as we do every Friday. And every Friday, there he is. He's right there over my left shoulder, and that's Phillip Washington Jr. Say hello to the listening and to the viewing audience.
How's it going, listening and viewing audience?
And so check this out. You know what today is?
What's today?
Today is the day before your birthday.
It is. That's a great celebration.
Yeah, so happy day, early birthday.
Thank you.
You got big plans for the weekend?
Just bowling with the kids today and the wife, and we're just gonna go grab dinner or something low key tomorrow. Nothing super fancy.
Okay. Today's episode is called "The Value of a Good Investment Partner." Now, when I'm thinking of that, it's bringing another person into helping you with your investments. But I have a feeling that you, because I know that you like to get a little metaphysical and maybe philosophical, so you like to philosophize. Describe what you're talking about, the value of a good investment partner.
Yeah, and you read it well, right? Because at least my belief, let's take marriage for example, is our most important partnership that we can select. If you think about people who choose to take on a partner, the basic function of a marriage, in my view, is somebody that helps you become better, right? A blending of thoughts, ideas, emotions, and blended in love, right? Which is the ultimate good emotion, to help you be better and create better beings, life, all that kind of stuff. So same thing when it comes to a good business partner and a good investment partner is you want to harmonize with somebody that helps you become better. And there's different types of partners. It could be the employees you have, the different contractors you choose to work with. But from an investment standpoint, it can be like an investment partner, a board of directors, an investment committee, or in my case, a wealth manager that partners with families to help them reach their long-term financial goals through investing.
All right. So very simple question, how do you find a good investment partner?
Yep. So I think it's very similar to marriage, right? You attract what's inside of you.
Yeah.
And so if you are if you have a poverty mindset, I was just having a conversation with a buddy right before I came into the studio today,
mm-hmm.
and he's in the middle of like the fight world. He's a professional fighter, training professional fighters. He got UFC guys that come through, and he was basically asking me to talk one-on-one, maybe even for free, with some guys that had potential to like get big contracts or whatever. And I basically told him, hey, look, I'm making only room for 50, maybe 100 clients, right, when it's all said and done. And money's not the only factor in me partnering with people. It's like mindset, because I only got 50 seats.
Right.
And so somebody who makes, there's a correlation between making lots, there's no correlation between making lots of money and having a wealth mindset. As a matter of fact, it's why you see so many people that make lots of money go broke. And I said, so at this stage of my career, I'm not looking to one-on-one educate people. That's why I got a podcast and write books for. Like, listen to that and get up and running. I'm looking for people that already have the wealth consciousness, and they're looking for a good partner to make them better.
You're out there building relationships.
I'm out there building relationships.
Listening to your podcast earlier today, as I listen to your podcast every day, Wealth Building Made Simple, you were talking about what what I wrote down in my notes is battling your gremlins, but you have there are three. Help me out here. The three words that you
Murderers, thieves, and robbers.
murders, thieves, and robbers.
Yeah. Those are, I call murderers, thieves, and robbers. Like in your mind, like if we say, okay, this is the physical plane, but I talked to my kids about like, or actually it's a client of mine. I said, because I sent everybody on some clients on my son, I sent my summer reading list, a book for them called The Power of Subconscious Mind. But he started reading it, and I was like, yeah. Thoughts, ideas, beliefs, emotions drive everything that we do, but they're all invisible.
Yeah.
And I was like, and how much training do we get on how to navigate like that invisible world? Like we act like it does not exist, which is why we have all these mental health problems, everything. I said, what we need to do as human beings, is learn how to navigate the invisible world. And where I'm going with that is, so when I talk about thieves, robbers, murders, I'm talking about fear, doubt, worry, that whenever we have a goal or an objective that we are excited about, right, they come into our mind to like kill and destroy it. Like we may say, hey, I want to build a successful business, and then all the but this, that, I need that, this, that, whatever, right, blah 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 blah. Those are murders and thieves that steal your desire for what you really want. And so you got to have a way to like eliminate those murders, thieves, and robbers.
Self-doubt
is
probably one of the worst things you can have when.
It is the killer of dreams. Literally, yeah.
The other thing that you were talking about on your podcast was and you talk a lot about this, faith, having faith in it, which plays into the value of a good investment partner, having faith in people, but also having faith in yourself.
Yeah, and faith is the light that casts out darkness, meaning like the way that you kill robbers, thieves, murderers is to have faith, right? You basically say, okay, if everything in my life really operates in the invisible, because the visible only responds to the invisible. Right? Meaning like my emotions and my thoughts drive what I do, how I act, and my habits, and therefore what I create in life. And so faith is the light that kills those in the background. But you also got to balance faith with wisdom, right? Because faith with no wisdom is just naivety.
Yeah, true.
And so you want to balance faith with wisdom. And wisdom, a lot of people perceive wisdom as like book learning, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I know a lot of wise people that, Henry Ford, for example, very wise, and he had like a third grade education. Wisdom is just paying attention. I mean, literally is paying attention. It's being aware and watching and paying attention and giving your focus. I think if anybody's ever tried to meditate, the number one reason people say, I don't want to meditate is I can't focus. I sit down and I can't focus. And I'm like, that's the exact reason why you should meditate. I mean,
to get rid of the focus.
Yeah, so if you can't intentionally, if you don't have the ability to intentionally sit down and focus for 5 minutes on your own thoughts and emotions, like imagine what's going on all day.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like how much you miss, how much opportunity you miss, how much you don't understand what's going on because you're not aware, right? And so wisdom is just awareness, right? Matched with faith, which when you put it that way, you're like, it's not that difficult. It really is not, right? It's just we tend to operate only on how we physically see things, and we allow limitations and circumstance to keep us trapped in whatever situation that we feel trapped in.
All right. In the couple of minutes that we have left, there's something also that was on your podcast, the story about sowing seeds.
Ah, great. Yes. So
touch on that.
Yeah. The quick summary is there's a farmer sowing seeds. Some of the seeds fell on rocky soils, so it couldn't really get deep into the ground, and birds snatched it up, and the sun burned it up. And then some seeds fell on like thorns, right? Which thorns came out. They're like weeds, choked out the life from the plant, so they didn't grow. And then some seeds fell on good soil, right? No rocks, no weeds, so it got to grow, flourish, and multiply many times over, right? That's an analogy for the mindset. So Rocky is somebody who says, "Hey, I think I want to start a podcast," right? And then the first doubt comes in. It's like, podcasting is stupid, or you can't do it. You don't know how to do it. And they go, "Yeah, I don't know how to do it," and then they just don't ever start, right? A thorny mind would be somebody says, "I want to do a podcast," and they get in and they do it, and they do 10 episodes, and they don't see the results, and they let those weeds like take away their dream, and they stop doing it. But good soil is somebody who says, "Listen, I believe in podcasts. I know that it works. I'm paying attention. I'm seeing Joe Rogan or Philip, who built his business off podcasts and not cold calling. Right? I'm listening to Steve, right? All these people, and I'm seeing that it happens, and so I have faith that it will work if I continue to put the work in, pay attention, and have faith, patience, and discipline." And that's the analogy. Like, and you can apply that in any aspect of life. So that's one of my all of them are one of my favorite stories, but that's definitely one of my favorite stories.
I didn't know what I was doing on my first podcast. I'm still doing it. We're 130 episodes. But you're well into the hundreds.
Oh, I'm like over 650 at this point.
650 episodes, and there's no sign of slowing.
No, I'm trying to go faster.
And yet, Wealth Building Made Simple, the podcast, is released. You have an episode every weekday. Every weekday. I mean, every weekday of the month.
Look, and I'm also jumping on yours so that I can put out more content, right?
That's right.
I mean, that's why I want to. I mean, got big visions for podcasting with you, with my podcast, other podcasts. I'm excited. It's the way of the future, literally.
If someone wanted more information about sowing seeds, if they want to invite them over to your house to maybe show them how to do a garden, or maybe financially had some questions about what you do, how can they reach out to Phillip Washington Jr.?
Best way is my website, stonehillwealthmanagement.com. stonehillwealthmanagement.com.
Always a pleasure. Happy birthday. And let's do this again next week.
Thank you. Appreciate you. See you next week.